Hey guys, it's John. Welcome to the Stock Market Series podcast. I'm really excited today to talk to you. First of all, it's been like a freaking insane month. I don't know. There's so many updates to do, but I think this week, at least some of the swing trading portfolios are up like 400%. It's just been crazy. I have some positions like this week they're up 800%. That within the next I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks should make like 4 or 5. Well, they already made 4, but they should make, I think, about 6 figures, which I'm actually like super excited about, which is pretty cool. What I want to talk to you guys about today is like when they're, like right now the market is super volatile and it's freaking amazing. And I want to talk to you about what to do when you have like newfound money, especially like when you just like randomly find money. Like so the other day, like I don't know why my grandparents have been like for probably like 4 weeks now. I love them. They're so nice. They've wanted me to get like some new pants because none of my pants fit, which is totally true. And I'm like, dude, I like hate shopping. It's like I don't. The only time I will ever go shopping is to get like a new suit, because that's the only thing I ever want to wear is suits, because they put me in the right state of mind of success. And so because of that, like I'm always super busy, and I like don't find the time to go shopping. I would pay like twice as much if I could just buy my clothes online and they would fit. And so that's basically what I do. It's because that's just not what I like to do with my time. But my grandparents, like everyone just keeps trying to like get me to buy pants. And so they sent me like $60 in the mail, and I want to talk about like what do you do when you have like just like free money? You just like find free money. You find $100 on the ground. I remember one time when I was waiting at Subway, somebody tipped me $100, and I was like, "Holy crap! Thank you so much, man!" And like, what do you do after that happens? Because like what you do with newfound money is a really, really big determinant of your financial future. It's a really big factor in your success. So that's kind of what we're going to talk about today, which I'm pretty excited about, and I think it's actually pretty freaking cool.
So the big question is this: how do investors like us who don't have a PhD in finance or millions to start investing, how do we grow our bank accounts to build real savings and retirements and yet still have the time to do what we really love? That is the question, and this podcast will give you the answer.
Okay, awesome. So maybe it's happened to you already, or maybe it's going to happen to you in the future. But basically, you're doing your thing, going about your day, and you get some gigantic tip, or you just find like a giant amount of money. And maybe it's not that big. Maybe it's only like for me, like $60. Like, I mean, that's not like a ton, but it's like it's like still money, right? And it's cool is like there's an abundance of money. There's money like everywhere, right? So, you're gonna have these situations you run into where you just like find money, which is pretty freaking sweet. And I think it's like a couple of really great options. The first option is like donating stuff to charity, which I think is awesome. I really, really like to integrate like charity and donations into my businesses, because for me, like if I can make an investment that can like double, triple, quadruple, quintuple, sextuple, et cetera, et cetera. Like I think that I can manage money a lot better than a charity can. And if I can like, turn money into a lot more money and then donate a lot more money, I think that's a better use of my investment capital. And I think it'll help the charity more, because at the end you give the charity more, you just take a little bit of time to multiply the money. Because like once you get really good at asset management, like that's a skill that very few people take the time to understand. And so you can really multiply money a lot better than a vast majority of the population. I'd say probably 99% of the population, once you understand like 9 to noon and all that kind of stuff. And so for me, like I love donating, I love charity, but I like to integrate it into my businesses in an automatic way, because with my investments, I know that like I can turn the money into more money, and then I can have a greater impact like later on down the road. Like I would rather be like 40 or something and be donating like hundreds of millions of dollars than a couple grand a day. If you turn that couple grand into hundreds of millions of dollars, like I just think it kind of makes more sense. If you have that skill set, you can use it to really have a greater impact. You can feed hundreds of millions of people instead of just a couple thousand today, which is sort of the power of compounding in a charitable sense, which I think is pretty freaking cool. And so that brings me into like what I think you should do with money that you just randomly find, and that's invest it, right? and we'll get to that in just a moment, but I really quickly want to touch on what most people do when they find new money, is they just like spend it on crap they don't need, or they see it as like something that they should use because, oh, I got this free money, oh, I can go out shopping and you'll buy some stuff or whatever. And like, yeah, that's, you know, it's like, okay, cool, you got your stuff, like, I hope it makes you feel good, and it might probably make you feel good, which is great, but you know, is that really going to contribute to your future? Is that really contribute to your growth? Is that going to contribute to your portfolio? Is it going to contribute to your ability to like financially independent? Like the answer is no, right? Like I think a cooler rule. I really some of you guys might know this. I wear sunglasses a vast majority of the time. Like if I'm not trading stocks or recording videos and stuff, you know, I wear sunglasses because it puts me in the zone, knowing kind of from the 80-20 principle that a vast majority of my results come from a minority of my time, and it really helps me get in the zone when if I'm trading stocks or if I'm doing something that gets me a majority of my results, then I'll take the sunglasses off, and it really puts me in like the right state of mind of, okay, this is the grind time, this is the time that I'm doing something actually that like matters and that's important, and I should focus entirely on it. And so if I'm not, I'll wear these sunglasses all day, every day, and it puts me in the right state of mind that like what I'm doing right now is like not as important, and I'll still like, you know, be happy about it, but it just lets me know, and so that when I'm doing things that are important like trading, I can go all in on it and get phenomenal results, like I don't know, 800% gains in a day. Like that's kind of the goal, right? And so anyway, this position that I have this week is there's a couple of them. I mean, it's not just I got like some stuff in KM, some stuff in Apple I've been talking to you guys about. Jill, I mean, it's like probably 4 or 5 positions. The biggest one's KM. Puts on those guys and God, there's just so much. It's just a head and shoulder setup. And you know, like if that position makes me I don't know, 40 grand or something, like I'm gonna be totally cool spending like so 10% of that is 4 grand, and then 1% of that is like $400. Like I am gonna be totally cool spending 10% of whatever I make on that trade if I freaking want to, and I probably won't, but there is like one thing I want, and it's like this super dope pair of Gucci sunglasses that are like the cool, like, oh my god, I can't even tell you guys how dope these sunglasses are. They're like the coolest things I have ever seen on the planet, and it's just like, I know that like getting those would put me in the right state of mind for when I'm investing, that like it's like an abundance mindset, that there's money all around you, and that there's success all around you. Like I know for a fact that having that would like literally just, yeah, God, it would put me in such an amazing psychological place, and allow me to have so much more abundant success. And I there's like no doubt in my mind that it would increase my trading results, even though it's just this like stupid little psychological thing of like, oh, I wanted this cool pair of sunglasses. Because like I'm not gonna like, they're like the same as the $17 pair of glasses I have right now, in almost every way, except they have like some cool padding. Like the ones I wear right now, since like I don't know if you guys have ever done this, but if you wear sunglasses like all day every day, they kind of can hurt your bridge of your nose a little bit if they're not like well made. And so like these are kind of cheaper, they're not exactly the best made, and so like it kind of physically hurts me to wear them sometimes, but I also do it because, you know, it makes me a bunch of money, and it keeps me focused. But you know, these Gucci, oh my god, like there's no valid reason whatsoever. Like you could probably spend like an extra $20 on your glasses and have that challenge fixed. There's no reason whatsoever to go out there and be stupid and spend like $400 on a pair of glasses, except for if you want to put yourself in the right mindset. Like, why do people buy $2,000 pens? Why do people buy $8,000 suits? Like, I really honestly, I don't know if you guys read The Millionaire Next Door, but like there's basically no reason to spend like over $1,000 on a suit. Like they're all basically the same. You can just get it in, like the same suit for a cheaper price somewhere else, which is kind of interesting. But like with stuff that like matters, like if you have something that matters to you and it's like stupidly mattering, like it's just like for some reason you care about it. For me, like these glasses are stupid. Like if I'm looking outside on my life, there's no freaking reason I should have them, but I want them. So like if you have something like that, all you have to do is just follow a really simple rule. Like you have to make at least 10 times what it costs with your investments or with whatever you do. And if you make at least 10 times what it costs, you can freaking have it. If you can put 10% of your income to whatever the hell you want. And so that's kind of the mentality. But that is the income that you earn. That is your investment income. That is not income that you find. That is not free money, quote unquote. Like when you find free money, the goal is to take that money and invest it and multiply it, and then you can spend 10% of whatever you make on like whatever the hell you want. Like that is totally cool. Like I have some clients who are like, when should I buy my Bentley, or when should I get this Rolls Royce? And I'm like, just like whenever you can make 10 times that amount. And they're like, oh, okay, that's pretty easy. And I'm like, yeah, it's pretty easy. It's just a simple mindset shift. Excuse me. And so that's kind of the mental. That's kind of the goal. I was inspired. I saw these glasses, and they're like, oh my god, they've got like these. There's just these crazy Gucci glasses that have like literally diamonds on them, like $1,700 glasses. I'm like, holy crap. And that was kind of the shift for me. I was like, wow, there's like so much abundance. So anyway, when you find money, what you want to do is you want to invest it. So for me, these $60 I got is going 100% entirely in SPY puts, just because the market is so volatile right now, and it's like pretty easy to time that stuff. Usually I won't really trade options, or I usually won't trade indexes at all. Because I have this free money, what it does is it allows me to increase my risk tolerance because it's free money. So if I lose everything, like I don't actually lose anything because it's not my money. So what I like with this is when you find like money, or you get money, you get like a tip, or you have income that you didn't expect, take it and make like a riskier investment that you wouldn't usually make if it's just like a nominal amount of money, like $60, and just make like an investment that you would normally make, because what it'll do is it'll expand your comfort zone, it'll allow you to try new things, and all of a sudden what's cool is you're doing something different that you would normally do, and it expands your horizons as an investor. It expands what you're physically capable of, and it brings you into a state of abundance. It lets you do more with your investments, which is really cool. Like normally there's no way I would be trading SPY puts. It just for me, like I know that I can double my money on SPY puts, but I also know that I can like sextuple my money in stuff like Apple, or stuff like Chem, or stuff like Guild, and oh my god, guys, these coronavirus stocks have been absolutely freaking insane. Made like 500% on them in a day. Oh my god, it was so good. And those were on like green, red, green candlestick setups on the daily chart, and they were, god, just phenomenal. And so for me, like I much rather just put my money in those, because I know that I can make a lot more money doing that. But if I have free money, like all of a sudden it opens the door for me to try new things that I wouldn't normally do. And then that allows me to sort of shift my entire investing mentality, because now I have this new skill, I have this new ability to trade markets that I didn't have before. And so that's kind of the big message. Like when you have newfound money, when you have money that just comes in your life out of nowhere, take it and invest it, but don't just invest it. Invest it in something that you wouldn't normally invest in. And obviously, set a stop loss, and obviously, manage your risk, but just give a little bit of time to work out and try some new things. And what you might find out is, maybe at the beginning it sucks. I remember the first time I traded options, I lost 100% of my initial investment. It was like $1,500. I was like, maybe it's $1,000. I was super, super distraught. I felt awful about it, and it made me sad. Fast forward to this week, and I think we've done like $8,000 in options. So, like, it just kind of, you just have to go down this process, and sometimes you have to pay that marketplace tuition, or hopefully more of you guys actually get to learn from me, because I make mistakes for you, and then I teach you how to do the stuff right with the implementation coaching, like for 9 to noon clients. And so, like, hopefully you have that. But for me and for a bunch of people, like, you just have to like start investing. I remember I had this one student today. Yesterday he was trading INO, which was one of those coronavirus stocks, and he had like $100 in it. He like doubled his money. I was like, holy crap, that's awesome. And he's like, yeah, it's awesome, but I could have tripled it. I could have quadrupled it. He was in before the big run. He was a freaking smart guy to get in it before the run up. And I'm like, well, you learn from that. Time to move on and make another investment. And so that's kind of the big takeaway. Just by like the active investing, like you're just gonna freaking make so much money, and you learn so much along the way that allows you and empowers you to make so much more in the future, which is really the goal. And you're building like an educational asset that will literally stay with you for the rest of your life. And that's kind of the big takeaway. So with that said, thank you guys so much for listening. If you get a ton of value out of this podcast, go out there, apply it, absolutely crush it, and next time you find some free money, invest it in something that you wouldn't normally invest in, and see what happens, and learn from it, and then keep on investing. Okay? Sound cool? All right, sweet. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Want more stock market secrets? If so, go get your free copy of my best-selling book, 9 to Noon. You can get your free copy plus $11,176 of unannounced bonuses it took me years to uncover completely for free at 9tonoonsecrets.com. Inside 9 to Noon, you'll find the top 38 secrets you can use to double your portfolio every 2 years and make upwards of 10% per trade daily.